Hello, and welcome to English with Sarah and Mark. I'm Sarah, and I'm so excited to be here with you today as we learn some useful English for the new year. Whether you're starting fresh with English or looking to improve, this podcast is perfect for you.
Hi, I'm Mark. I'm a little distracted by all the New Year excitement, but I'm ready to learn.
I can tell, Mark. It's okay. We all get excited when the year changes. It's the perfect time to set new goals. And one of the best resolutions you can make is to improve your English.
Oh, yes, I've already got a few goals in mind, like learn English better and maybe stop saying what's up all the time.
We'll definitely work on that, Mark. But first, let's talk about how we can start the year strong with our English learning. The first step is something very simple but super important: setting small, achievable goals.
Small goals? But Sarah, I always want to do big things, like speak fluent English tomorrow.
I love your enthusiasm, Mark. But as much as we'd love that, fluency doesn't happen overnight. Starting with small goals, like learning 10 new words this week, or mastering a simple grammar point, helps build your confidence and keeps you motivated.
I guess starting small makes sense. So instead of saying, I want to be fluent in English, I could say, I want to learn 5 new words this week, right?
Exactly. That's a perfect goal. When you focus on smaller steps, you'll see your progress much faster, and that will keep you going.
I'm going to try that. 10 new words next week. Here I come.
That's the spirit, Mark. Remember, it's not about rushing. It's about consistency. All right, let's move on to the next tip for your English learning journey. Pauses for dramatic effect, but we'll save that for next time. Now, before we dive deeper into more tips, let's take a quick break. Stay with us for more practical advice to help you improve your English this new year. All right, let's get back into it. We've already talked about the importance of setting small, achievable goals. Now, let's move on to the second key point for your New Year English learning journey: practicing every day.
Every day? Even on New Year's Day? That sounds a bit too much for me, Sarah.
I get it, Mark. It can seem like a big commitment, but it doesn't have to be long hours of studying. Just 15 to 20 minutes every day is enough. The key is consistency.
So, like if I practice for just a few minutes each day, it'll add up over time?
Exactly. It's all about making English a part of your daily routine. Whether it's listening to a podcast, reading a short article, or practicing vocabulary with a flashcard app, those small daily habits will help you improve more than you think.
Wait, does it matter what I practice? Like, can I just read random stuff?
Great question, Mark. It's better if you focus on things that are relevant to you, something you enjoy, or something that's useful for your everyday life. If you love movies, try watching English movies with subtitles. Or if you're interested in cooking, try learning food-related vocabulary.
Oh, I could start with cooking vocabulary. That's fun. And I love food. Maybe I'll learn how to say all the ingredients in English.
That's a fantastic idea, Mark. And you'll be surprised how quickly you'll remember those words when they're connected to something you enjoy.
That sounds easy. But, Sarah, what about speaking? I'm kind of shy about speaking English. Like, I don't know if I'm saying things right.
I understand, Mark. Speaking can be scary at first. But here's the third tip. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's the only way to improve.
Wait, but isn't it embarrassing to make mistakes?
Not at all. Everyone makes mistakes when learning something new. It's part of the process. The important thing is to keep practicing. You can even try speaking to yourself in English, or find a language partner or a teacher who can help you.
Speaking to myself? That's a bit strange. But I'll give it a try.
It might feel a little awkward at first, but trust me, it works. The more you practice speaking, even if it's just talking to yourself or repeating phrases you've heard, the more confident you'll get.
I'm going to do it. I'll talk to myself about cooking. And maybe I'll practice ordering food in English too.
That's the spirit, Mark. And remember, practice is key. The more you do it, the better you'll get. All right, we've covered a lot of ground today. Now, before we go, let's recap the key points we've talked about so far. Setting small, achievable goals and practicing every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Welcome back. We've already talked about the importance of setting small goals and practicing every day. Now, let's dive into our fourth key point, using English in real-life situations.
Real life situations? Like, what does that mean, Sarah? Do I have to travel to an English-speaking country?
Not necessarily, Mark. You can start using English in your everyday life, even without traveling. For example, try to speak in English when you go to the store, or write a short note to a friend in English. The more you incorporate English into your life, the more natural it will feel.
So I could practice ordering food in English when I go to my favorite restaurant. Like, I would like a pizza, please.
Exactly. And even if you're not in an English-speaking country, there are so many opportunities to use English online. You could join English-speaking forums, chat with people on language exchange apps, or follow English language social media accounts.
Oh, I love social media. I could follow some cooking pages in English. Maybe I'll even try posting in English.
That's a great idea, Mark. When you make English part of your everyday life, it helps you improve without feeling like you're studying all the time.
Yeah, it's like I'm living the language, not just learning it.
Exactly. You're creating a language environment around you. It's one of the best ways to speed up your learning.
I'm definitely going to try that. But Sarah, do you have any bonus tips for me? I'm always looking for ways to make learning fun.
I'm glad you asked, Mark. Here's a bonus tip for you. Try using songs, movies, or TV shows to improve your listening skills and vocabulary.
Songs? Like listening to music in English?
Exactly. You can learn a lot from songs. Pay attention to the words and their meanings. Even if you don't understand everything, it helps train your ear for English.
I love music, so I could make a playlist of my favorite English songs. I'll start by learning the lyrics.
That's a fun and creative way to practice, Mark. And if you watch movies or TV shows in English, try to use subtitles in English too. This helps you connect spoken words with their written form.
That sounds fun. I'm going to watch my favorite show with English subtitles from now on. Maybe I'll even try some new shows to learn new words.
I'm sure you'll learn a lot, Mark. Remember, the key to success is enjoying the process. If you have fun while learning, you'll stick with it longer. All right, let's quickly review everything we've talked about today. We've covered setting small, achievable goals, practicing every day, using English in real-life situations, and incorporating fun methods like songs and movies into your routine. We've covered a lot today, haven't we, Mark?
Yes, I feel like I've learned so much already. Small goals, daily practice, speaking more. I'm ready to make 2025 my best year for learning English.
That's the spirit, Mark. And remember, learning English is a journey, not a race. Take your time, enjoy the process, and celebrate every little victory along the way.
I'm going to start practicing right after this podcast. Maybe I'll try ordering food in English tonight.
That's a perfect start, Mark. And for all of our listeners, we want to know, what's your biggest goal for learning English this year? Is there a specific word, skill, or part of English that you want to focus on?
Yeah, let us know. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. Maybe we can help you with some of your goals in future episodes.
So, whether you're setting small goals, practicing every day, or finding fun ways to learn, remember that consistency is the key to success. Don't be afraid to make mistakes and keep enjoying the process.
And we'll be here to support you every step of the way. Thanks for listening and happy learning.
See you in the next episode, everyone. Until then, keep practicing, keep growing, and remember, English is a journey, and you're doing great.
Bye for now.